Hey guys, hanging with FAF Airsoft here, and today's video is going to be about the VFC Elite Force Avalon series of MP5s. Now, if you are just tuning in, be sure to check out our free gun giveaway contest where we will give away this Elite Force MP5 A5 model here, and that is going to be in the contest with the link in the description below, or you can go to foxairsoft.com. To be eligible to win, you have to be in the US or Canada and be 18 or older, or have your parent or legal guardian's permission to enter. All right, let's talk about the MP5s. First of all, if you're looking for a Proline metal MP5, this is the most legit one that you can get. Starting out with the outside, this is going to be a stamped steel metal body, which is very durable with a polymer lower, just like the real thing. One thing to note about metal MP5s, at least the off-brand clones out there, they'll typically be made of like a cast zinc metal alloy that is stronger than plastic for sure, but could crack with enough stress. With the Elite Force MP5s, you'll get an Avalon series gearbox, which means it's a quick change system. It's very air efficient, very nice air seal quality inside, and you'll even get a brass 6.03mm tight bore out of the box. We have two versions of the gun available as of right now, which is the A4 and A5 model. This is the A4 model, which features a full stock that's made of polymer as well, with the classic triangular handguard here. This will be rear wired with a fuse and Tamiya plug. The collapsing stock A5 model, which has a one position collapsing stock, will have a widened forend with front wiring with a fuse and Tamiya plug as well. Now this one's not really true to the real MP5, but this was kind of done as a way to give you more battery space in a tight compartment. Both guns will feature an HK hooded front sight and a diopter peep rear sight that's adjustable for different size peepholes. You also have a realistic charging handle function, which opens the chamber, which reveals your hop-up adjustment here, and it's a slide lever that you can move back and forth. It's very tight and won't shift around on you, and it's very responsive. I was able to hop 3 2s with this. You'll get realistic HK style sling mounting locations here. So this hook here, this loop here is for the HK hook type sling, which runs the strap through the back here. You'll find that same arrangement on the full stock variant. Got the loop here and you run the strap here. And there's this little clippy thing here that interacts with the real HK 3-point sling. Not entirely useful for airsoft, so you might have to shop around for a sling that you like if you want to run a sling. The optics mount is up here. It's very proprietary. You're going to look for what's called the HK claw mount, which is going to grab onto these flat portions here and give you a Picatinny rail that will allow you to add your choice of optic. I highly recommend a red dot in any case. The magazine release is a paddle type. You'll use your thumb to activate it and grab with your hand. You can do that with either hand. So very left-hander friendly. You also have the redundant magazine release here, which you can press with your index finger. It's very hard for me to reach, even though I have large hands, so not really the most comfortable in my opinion. The fire selector is ambidextrous and gives you safe, semi, and full auto. Now, if you've seen the previous Elite Force MP5 metal guns out there before, they used to have a 3-round burst function. That used to be a problem with the older guns that they have since done away in the name of reliability, so I thought that was a good move. Less complexity, and the gun functions way better. Inside you have the Avalon gearbox, which is going to have a quick change spring guide, which you access through the back, regardless of which version you got. It has high quality air seal components. I've always found that to be the case with VFCs that I've always dealt with for many, many years. The hop-up is going to be plastic, but like I said, very responsive. And the trigger switch assembly is now an electronic type, so no contacts to wear out with LiPo use, and it seems generally pretty responsive. For the shooting that I'm doing with the gun for testing, I found the gun to be crisp and responsive. The trigger pull is pretty long though, so some people might equate that to response, even though it's not, but it is definitely a longer pull than normal, and some people may not like that. I found the rate of fire to be pretty good with the motor and battery combination I was using. I was running an 11.1. In fact, one thing I would probably change is, for my own personal use, I'd probably upgrade to a higher torque motor or something like that, especially if I'm swapping springs. It does okay out of the box, just leaves a little bit to be desired, if I'm being honest. Accuracy was really good. I didn't find it to be difficult to dial in. The hop-up was, like I said, very responsive and held its adjustment just fine. I was testing with 3.2s, I also tested with 0.2s, but obviously I like the heavier weights for accuracy there. Your magazine choices will be either the included 200 round high cap, which you'll get one, or also available separately are Elite Forces plastic mid caps. These hold about 95 rounds. They're pretty inexpensive and you can get a lot of them for cheap. I like to carry a good number of them when I'm running because I'm a mid cap user. However, it does add up when you're carrying like 10 of these things. All in all, I like how the gun shoots and performs out of the box. I think everything's dialed in nicely and put together really well. The materials are top notch. When I say this is polymer, I mean, it's not a cheap grade plastic. It is like really tough and will take a beating. Likewise with the metal body here. The one thing I would recommend not doing, especially for you newer players, is doing that HK slap. People do that often because they see it in the movies. That is part of the manual of arms of the real thing, where when you want to chamber a round, you want to give it that force to load that round. However, in airsoft, this bears no function. This gun is durable enough to do that, but I wouldn't recommend you doing that over time because I see people break things all the time and say, oh, it just came like that. And I would not recommend you doing that because there's no purpose to doing it. That's my long-winded rant about that. The other thing that I would caution any new players against for this gun is the wire routing is very picky about, battery placement, not crunching wires and things like that. You shouldn't do that anyway, but if you get particularly frustrated with that, especially if you're a parent buying this for someone for Christmas or something, this is not an easy gun to set up and operate. I would recommend this to advanced players or those who are a little bit more patient so that they can have this running for a long time and not have MOSFET wires rip out or any frayed battery wires and things like that. Both guns will be otherwise the same. Pick the one that works best for you for your loadout or body size. The full stock is very sturdy and gives you a good cheek weld for your larger frame players. It might be a little bit long for the smaller statured players, which is where the collapsing stock version might come in handy. Now this one does let you get lower on the gun, but if you run an optic, that might not be an issue anyway. The stock does have a tiny bit of wobble, but that's normal compared to other ones, and you only get that one position. All right, my friends, that's my overview of the MP5 series today. Once again, want to thank you guys for watching along. We really appreciate the comments and feedback. That actually helps us more than you think. So if you can continue to share videos with your friends and give us comments and your feedback on future videos, that would be much appreciated. All right, guys, that does it for me today. I am Tang with FAF Airsoft. I will see you guys in the next video.